Today on Rappler. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signs a 6.3 trillion peso budget for 2025, vetoing 194 billion pesos in line items. Experts say the cause of Jeju Air Flight 7C-2216 crash is still a big question mark. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter died at age 100. Actress Judy Santos talks about her MMFF Best Actress Award win. And 7 Filipinas shine in TC Candler's The 100 Most Beautiful Faces of 2024.
Naghahanap ka pa rin? Shop na sa Lazada para mas sulit tipid araw-araw.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signs the 6.326 trillion peso national budget for 2025 on December 30 after a week-long delay to regain control over government spending. The approved budget is lower than the initially proposed 6.352 trillion pesos, as Marcos vetoed 194 billion pesos in line items deemed inconsistent with the administration's priorities. In his speech, Marcos says that the administration carefully reviewed the budget, listening to public concerns and addressing items not aligned with the country's development plans. Among the vetoed items were 26.065 billion pesos for the Department of Public Works and Highways and 168.240 billion pesos under unprogrammed appropriation. Meanwhile, the education sector receives the largest allocation with 1.059 trillion pesos, followed by the DPWH with 1.0079 trillion pesos. Marcos also announces conditional implementation for certain programs, including the Ayuda sa Kapos ng Kita program or AKAP, a cash aid program for middle-class workers. This is to ensure that the programs are carried out in accordance with the intended purpose. Experts say uncertainties surround the deadliest crash on South Korean soil, questioning the initial theory that a bird strike might have brought down Jeju Air Flight 7C-2216. On Saturday, December 28, in the span of a few minutes, the Muan Control Tower issued a bird strike warning, the plane's pilots declared Mayday, and then attempted to land from the opposite direction. The aircraft skidded down the runway with no visible landing gear before slamming into a wall in an explosion of flame and debris. 179 of 181 people on board were killed, but it was not clear whether the aircraft had hit any birds. The crash is a huge challenge for South Korea's acting president Choi Sang-mok, who had been on the job less than 48 hours when he arrived at the crash site. Behind the scenes, government offices were still figuring out the chain of command. Choi became acting leader on Friday night, December 27, after the impeachment of Prime Minister Han Duck-soo, who replaced impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol. Former U.S. President and Nobel Peace Prize recipient Jimmy Carter died in his home in Plains, Georgia on Sunday, December 29. He was 100. Carter, a Democrat, became U.S. President in January 1977. Carter later gained recognition as a dedicated humanitarian and was awarded the 2002 Nobel Peace Prize. United States President Joe Biden declares January 9 a national day of mourning. World leaders and former U.S. presidents honor him as a compassionate, humble individual dedicated to peace in the Middle East. In recent years, Carter faced multiple health issues, including melanoma that spread to his liver and brain. In February 2023, he chose hospice care instead of further medical treatments. Actress Judy Santos expresses her disbelief and joy after winning the Best Actress in a Leading Role award at the 50th Metro Manila Film Festival or MMFF Gabi ng Parangal on Friday, December 27. In an Instagram video, Judy Ann calls the experience surreal. The actress wins the award for her portrayal of Monette in the horror film Espantajo directed by Chito S. Roño. Meanwhile, MMFF spokesperson Noel Ferrer addresses criticism of some winners and the snubbing of certain nominees. He clarifies that the jury's decisions were made after a thorough deliberation, with no leaks and only the jury chair and executive director knowing the results. There was additional backlash over the treatment of Eugene Domingo, who was not nominated and was included in a tribute montage honoring deceased actors. Ferrer clarifies that the video was a tribute to both living and dead MMFF luminaries, noting other living actors included in the tribute like Joseph Estrada and Vilma Santos. TC Candler and the Independent Critics' The 100 Most Beautiful Faces of 2024 features 7 Filipinas, with Andrea Brillantes claiming the top spot. This marks a big rise for Brillantes, who ranked 16th in 2023 after making her debut on the list. First-time honorees include Filipina K-pop idol Jelly of Eunice, ranking 82nd, and Beanie's Aya Arceta, placing 88th. Actress Belle Mariano also made her second consecutive appearance, securing 52nd place, up from 71st last year. Other familiar faces on the list are Ivana Alawi placing 69th, Liza Soberano placing 31st, and Janine Gutierrez at 28th place. In the men's category, Kyler Chua of Horizon ranks 21st, improving from 27th place in 2023. The only other Filipino to make it to the list is Justin of SB19, debuting at 41st place. And that's today's wrap. I'm Michelle Abad. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.